Thank you. Well, it's such an honor. You know, I don't take this for granted. You know, I'm grateful that you know, as the older you get, the more you want to make sure you're relevant and you make a contribution and leave this world a better place. And what a great company to be able to do that with, to still affect the lives of people. And the reality is that most of us come here for one reason, but it's so much bigger than we thought. And you don't know what you got a hold of here. You know, I keep thinking, an example, did you ever hear of Apple computer, right? Did you ever hear of Ron Wayne? Ron Wayne, along with Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, started Apple Computer. But it wasn't going quite well. So after 12 months, Ron Wayne sold all his stock for $2,300. They'd be worth billions today. How many of us, you ever hear this one guy started a pizza company with his brother. Wasn't going so well. So after 1 year, he sold half of the company to his brother for a used Volvo. That turned out to be Domino's. See, so many of us come here, and Jimmy, you and I know how many people are going to leave here, and the wealth is right around the corner if they stayed a little bit longer. I can't tell you how many people that, you know, even Ed Ortiz, right? I mean, your upline, what happened to him? He quit. $1 million earner quit when they weren't making $1 million, right? The point is, folks, I want to thank each and every one of you, all you who are going to quit, because you're going to leave $1 million earner, and we are grateful. Thank you very much. You're going to quit, but I promise you, there's $1 million earner that'll be making you $300,000 to $400,000 a year that you left behind, but you didn't think it worked. Give your energies time to compound. So thank you very much, all you quitters. It's the basis of our company. How many people quit above you, Jimmy? 6, 7. See that? Now it's your turn to appreciate what's happening. I'm going to talk to you about a subject that's near and dear to my heart, and I'm glad someone paid me $100 to do it. I think that's real. One of my favorite talks, and I owe it to people to talk about, is making and having money. The biggest, dirtiest secret in America today is you make too much money, you go straight to hell. I remember a guy said that to me. You know, Bill, you make too much money, you go to hell. I said, really? How much is that? You know how I'm from the south side of Chicago. Anybody here from Chicago? The way they put you down in south side of Chicago is the word come on. Come on, right? Not just come on, it's come on, right from here. Come on. You ever hear people say, come on? And I said, you make too much money, you go to hell. Tell me how much that money is. Well, you know, it's a lot. You make too much. Well, how much is too much? Because I want to make that $1 less, because I don't want to go to hell. But I'm going to make that amount. You see, because we fight. We're born, raised, that money is evil, money is bad. You go to church, in this church right here, they have talked about don't let money take over. Money can ruin you, make too much money, right? All that stuff, right? But they never tell you not to get into debt with credit cards. So people, oh, I'm not money hungry like you guys, right? Oh, you're just all you ever, like this one guy said, Bill, all you ever talk about is money. I said, is that what you're hearing? Yes, all you talk about is money, having a net worth, accumulating money. Bill, is that what you're all about? And I said, is that what you're hearing from me? I said, yes. I said, good. I thought maybe I was getting a little weak about the subject. Our beloved Larry Weidel, who couldn't rub 2 nickels together at one time, and he had to borrow money from his upline, Bob Turley, just to get to an Art Williams meeting. And Art was there. It was only a small group at the time. And Art was looking around talking, and all of a sudden he saw Larry. He said, Larry, yeah, you're just that money motivated, are you? And Larry said, I felt a moment of pride that, Art, you noticed. Then he realized that wasn't a compliment. If you're not making the money, because it's not on your mind. I'm not here to make the money. Money's not that important. I want to help people. Well, I promise you this, you're not helping enough people if you're not money motivated. Why do we doubt what God created? God created business to force us to be good to one another. And he made money to make sure we did that. As an example, I'm on a plane tomorrow. What is that pilot doing when we're in the air? Flying a plane, right? No, he's making money. That Uber driver that took us here this morning, what was he doing? Driving us? No, he was making money. What is that housekeeper doing who's cleaning our room? She was making money. What is that doctor doing when he sees you on Monday? He's making money. Why is anybody doing anything? They're going there to make money. And our relationship with money is terrible. We've been groomed to be broke. Even the politicians, as you know, I don't like. Because if you like politicians, they got the old thumb on you, right? They tell you how bad the rich people are, and they get rich telling you. You vote for those people. Yeah. I saw this thing on TV where the United Auto Worker head in Detroit had a T-shirt on that said, "Eat the rich." He got rich telling all those auto workers, vote for me, and I'll stick it to the rich people. And you go, yeah, stick it to them, as if their life gets any better. We're all rich, right? What have we done wrong to people? How are we hurting people? The point is, unless your relationship with money gets to be to a high extent, you won't make any money. People come here to make money, and they quit if they're not making money. Yet we say there's more to life than money. Oh, really? Money fixes every problem you can find. Well, money doesn't fix marriage. Oh, really? Like you said, the question was, how do I get my wife more involved? Make more money and give her money? I know one of my closest mentors, that word is thrown around a lot, but he really was Bo Adams. If you don't know what that is. By the way, I recommend, folks, this is not a promotion. I wrote 2 books, one called The Art Williams Phenomenon, and the one that came out about 2 months ago called A. Williams Changed My Whole Life. They're on Amazon. If you want to know the history and the heart and soul of the company, I wrote these things as a tribute to Art Williams and allowed a lot of other people to read them. The point is, you've got to know the heart and soul of our company. But Bo Adams, I'd meet with Bo. We'd have big meetings like this, and Bo was a smoker and a coffee drinker, and I know when I got up early in the morning, I probably intruded on him, but I just wanted to be around him and glean whatever I could from the man. And he was intolerant of me. He thought my last name was Dumbass. Orender, you're a dumbass. Because I didn't get the money side of making money and dreaming big. When I became a cash millionaire, and not a Primerica 6-8 times your, if anyone that says, Primerica, you get 8 times your annual income. No, you don't. You don't get a big check. Now, you can sell your business, which is unimaginable why you would ever want to do that. And I told Bo, we had a meeting about this many people in a room in Central Texas, and he said, let me tell you why Bill Orender is a millionaire. You got to make sure you get this, folks, right? Because that's all he wanted. If he had dreamed and had desired more, he'd have more. See, he wasn't condemning me. He was telling me that we put a lid on our incomes and our value that we have in our lives. And income is because of value we've created that we've been paid for. And as an example, one of my mentors, again, is a man named Rabbi Daniel Lappin. Long story, I won't get into it, how I met him, how I became a fan of his, how I became a student of him. But I knew this growing up, and Carol hates when I say this. There's a philosophy that I had growing up. The Jews make a lot of money. They know how to make money. You know a lot of Jewish people growing up? They all had money. I know a lot of broke Christians. They're all broke. How come Christians are broke and Jewish people have money? They're thought process spiritually regarding money is different than the Christians. If you're a Jew, not a cultural Jew, but a religious, spiritual Jew, if you're not making any money, they look down upon you in your community. Why aren't you making any money? Why are you broke? Why are you having trouble robbing Peter to pay Paul? And now here we adulate people. Oh, you're broke, wonderful, poor guy. For generations, you've been held back. Congratulations, you're broke. Those other people held you back. No one holding anybody back, right? The problem is you're not helping enough people. You're not serving enough people. Let me explain the word serve to you. We use it, got to serve people. No one explained it to me. It's making somebody's life better. God created business that if you make somebody's life better, you're going to be financially rewarded to make sure you keep doing it. So if you're not making more money, that means what? You're satisfied with the kind of money you're making right now, which means you're not going to help any more people. You hear the terms like, well, how much is enough? You hear that? That holds you back because you feel what? Guilty. Ooh, I don't want to be one of those people. How much is enough? It's like you saying to me, you should not have more than 2 children, period. You understand that? You have more than 2 children, something's wrong with you. Isn't there 2 enough? Who in the heck are you to tell me how many children I should have? But see, we let people get away with that stuff because it sounds like they're noble. You tell me how much money I'm going to need, and I'll tell you how much is enough. Aren't you ever satisfied with the money you're making? Can't you ever be satisfied? Rabbi Lapin says you should never be satisfied. That means you stop growing. You stop trying, like you were saying last night, Jimmy. You stop making people's lives better. You should be content with where you're at, but not satisfied. Are you satisfied with your marriage? Are you satisfied with your spiritual life? Can you ever be satisfied with your health? No. You can be content, meaning what? You know what? I'm content being at Primerica, and this is my life and my business, but I'm never going to be satisfied. Well, how long do you intend to work, Bill, so you don't get it? There's more money to be made. Yeah, Bill, but it's about helping people, isn't it? Well, I get paid when I help people. I'm here to make the money, and my method of making the money is making people's lives better. So don't sit back and just say, well, it's not about the money to me. It's about helping people, Bill. Oh, please. You're the one that doesn't do anything to help anybody because your mind is, I'm here to help people. You anybody that you want, that you're recruiting people, I just want to help people. I'm not worried about the money I make. I worry about the money I make. Because money is a measurement stick of how many people you're helping. If you make $1 million a year, you're helping a lot more people than if you make 100. We pay 2 death claims a day. Tell those widows that Bill Orender should be satisfied with making $200,000 years ago. Tell those widows who get a check for $400,000 that the only reason they got there is because Bill Orender was money motivated. Why are we judging God's motivation? Here's an example. I told this the other day to people. Why are you so money motivated, Bill? I don't know. Why do we have to have a reason why we're money motivated? If you had asked me at age 19, Bill, why do you like girls? I don't know. I never thought about it. I just like girls. You women, why do you like guys? I don't know about that one, but I don't know why the heck anybody. But the point I'm making is, you don't have to have a reason. I just like God put something in you to stimulate you to make money, to force you to go out there and make somebody's life better. Rabbi Lapin sums it up. Why does it surprise us when a good and loving God rewards you financially for making his children's life better? You know, I went to a seminar. I've read all his books. He wrote a book called Thou Shalt Prosper. I've been to all his seminars when he's in Dallas. I've had him come to my office. We've had dinner together at kosher restaurants. And I try to glean everything I can because I've never been around that kind of thinking regarding money. And he had a meeting one time. He didn't know I was there. And he goes to Christian churches That's what his main occupation is, to tell the Christian people it's okay to make and have money. Because most of them are not giving any money to the church. Only 2% of all people tithe, so don't give me the tithe talk, right? The point I'm making is, and he said, it's in the meeting, how many of you people want to make more money? He stood up this year than you did last year. 8 hands went up. My 2 and the 3 people I had with me. Everyone else was docile. Oh, I'm not like that. He said, oh, the rest of you are too pious to want to make money. If you have a person come up to you and say, can I make some money here? Yeah, you know you got a winner. If you get a person say, listen, it's not about the money for me. I want to help people. Give them to somebody else. It's okay, I'll let you have John here. He wants to help people too. God created business to force us to serve one another. And he used the example that if I walk into Assad's office and I see plaques all over the place, right? Achievement there, high performance here, right? What am I going to say? Wow, you can tell by all the plaques that you really have made a difference and you're significant and you've really excelled in your profession, right? You know what he said money is? Certificates of performance. That's what these are. I don't know who put this up there, but thank you. The point is, these are certificates of performance. How much money are you making? Because that tells me how many people you're serving and how many people you're helping. You know, a lot of you folks are concerned about hurting. I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to be one of those people that lose my salvation. If your salvation is lost because you like money, you don't get salvation. You're in the wrong church. The point of the matter is that making money makes you more of what you already are. Now, there are a lot of bad people out there, yes. Do they stick it to people? Yes. But you're not one of them. None of you can go to hell in a handbasket because of the money you're making here at Primerica, because of the way you're making it. You've got to make somebody's life better. Even if you came here and said, I don't care who I hurt, I'm going to make money here. You can't hurt anybody. They got to be better off. You have an insurance policy, you buy a mutual fund, you recruit them, right? They do something. You're benefiting them. You can never hurt them. If you read Think and Grow Rich, he's very, very specific, Napoleon Hill, and he says, unless you can create a white heat burning desire to make and accumulate money, you won't. Another word, obsession. Oh, Bill, I'm not one. See, I'm not one of those. See how we apologize? I'm not one of those, so we don't have to work. I tell you, I talked to a lot of wives. They wish their husbands were more money motivated. Why? Because their quality of life is going to be dependent on how much money comes in to the family. You know, Bo Adams, when I sat down with him, he said, do you want your business to grow? Of course I do, Bo. And Carol was sitting right next to me. Every time we went to a trip, he was nice enough to invite Carol and myself to he and Myrna's, a little suite, and he visited with us for about an hour or so. And I was so happy, Jimmy. He had those jars of chocolate-covered peanuts that sell for about $40. And I thought, well, that's a lot. I could eat all I want there because he was paying for it. And he said, you really want to make more money? Yes. Start giving Carol weekly cash to spend any way she wants to. I challenge all you people in the business, give your spouse weekly spending money cash. You hear that, Andy Onstead? He's probably going, he's puckering up. There's a different kind of puckering up, right? You right? You got that, Noah? Your wife here right now? You understand that? How much a week is he giving you cash to spend any way you want? Nothing. Oh! I'll tell you what you got to start doing. Starting Monday, you want to change your marriage and to have the best life possible, right? I started giving Carol 4 $100 bills every Monday. Not checks, not in her account, and with the instructions of she cannot spend it on food or kids, she had to spend it on herself. And every time I saw Bo, he said, Bill, what are you giving her? 400, Bill, make it 5. She was sitting there with her eyes wide open, right? I don't know. I lost my credit card the other day, and I said, aren't you concerned? I said, no, I can't spend as much money as my wife does. I got 900,000 air miles. That's not from flying. My wife is never satisfied. I mean, she got that money down. The point of the matter is, folks, money is there to make your life better and enhance your life. You know, we got a lot of people that, I know I had my at that time, 3-year-old grandson. He's now 15, 16, but I picked him up and took he and his brothers and sisters. I've got 10 grandkids, and my daughter has 4, 2 of which are twins. But another one, my daughter adopted 2 children. Isn't that wonderful? Was that free? You have any idea what that cost? Ain't that something? Wouldn't it be nice to start adopting? You know, take a look into it. It's a good car. See the point I'm making? And my grandson was kind of acting up, and I said, listen, when you get home, I'm going to give you $1 or something like that. Came home, and he started acting up with his mom, and I started to leave. He looked at me, he was 3 years old, and went, where do they learn this? The point is, money is a part of our life. You know what Billy Graham said, the famous preacher? If a person gets his attitude toward money straight, it will help straighten out almost every other area in his life. Your money, you have a bad relationship with money. And until you get that fixed, and think you'll grow rich is very specific. Unless you can create a money consciousness purposely, a poverty consciousness will involuntarily take over. You will either have a abundance mentality or a scarcity mentality. You don't need more money than that. The rich aren't paying their fair share. You ever hear that? Rich aren't paying their fair share. Well, my payroll, like you heard me last night saying, we pay about $12 to $14 million a year in payroll taxes for my hierarchy. I think I'm paying my fair share, right? The point is we tend to think, don't get greedy. They like to use that word, he's greedy. They love labels because they label you, they can control you. You're just greedy. What does that mean? Well, you know, greedy, right? Which means there's one pie, and if I want more, I got to take some of each of yours. What if there's 1 trillion pies out there? I just go get more pies. But see, they use things to keep you down, to keep voting for them. We sucker. We're a bunch of suckers. Why? Because right now, some of you are being turned off. You know, I realize unless you're turning people off, you're not turning them on. Some of you are going, I need to hear this. Some of you wives are using your elbow to create some movement, right? Art Williams said, making money electrifies me. There's a wonderful book you have to get, and it's called The Wealth Choice. It's a masterpiece by Dennis Kimbro, Kimbro. Master, I've read it 5 times in a row. I read a money book every 3rd book I read because I want to keep my money sharpness in my head and keep my consciousness about money, having money, making money, and accumulating money. When we started this company, I bought a used car. I had a wreck with my car, and I bought a used Cadillac for $13,000. I picked up Art at the airport, and I knew what was going to happen. He got in my car, didn't say a word for about 30 seconds. She said, Bill it's 2 syllables with him, Bill. I said, yes, Art. He said, what in the hell is this? Because why? Wasn't he obsessed with us accumulating wealth? Of course, you got to be obsessed with your net worth, obsessed with accumulating wealth, Art Williams, how did he build Primerica? He had a goal, remember? $300,000, remember that? So he can get 10% on them, to $30,000 a year back then. 300,000 back then is like 2-point-something million today. So he can get 10% on it and go tell everyone to go stick it in their ear if you wanted to. Nobody's thumb on him. You come to Primerica to build a Primerica business, to create an income, to put away money, to accumulate a net worth. So eventually you're making more money off your investments than you do in Primerica. Kind of goes like this. What'd you do last month? 20 by 20. Why? Most people go, what do you mean, why? Right? I know I got them. The answer should be, so I can make $15,000. Why? So I can put away 10. Why? So I can be worth $2 million in 10 years. Why? So I can get $200,000 a year income every year, not have to touch it, and that $2 million becomes $4 million in six more years, and $8 million, and $16 million, and then $32 million, right? So if what you're doing is not based on what you want your net worth to be, you won't do it. See, people come here and say, I come here, ooh, this is terrible. Do you ever hear about the lie wall we're having? Lie wall? Oh, Y wall. The Y wall in the convention. Forgive me, it's a slip of the tongue. The lie wall, did it from my mama. That's what I did. My papa wanted to buy a house, and they're gone the next day. Until I see these posted up there, I'm not believing anything. I love what Andy Young said. I didn't come here for the. I didn't come here to take care of the homeless. I didn't come here to take care of the orphans. I'm here to make money, accumulate money, have money. And because I have money, guess what? I'm taking care of the homeless. I'm taking care of the children. You see the difference there? Dennis Kimbrough said, money doesn't go where it's not wanted desperately. You don't know the kind of hunger you have to have for money. You know what hunger is? You ever been really, really, really hungry? Anything? Have a 17-year-old teenage child around that's, voracious eating, right? How bad do you want to make and accumulate money? And it's not enough. You got to build a consciousness for that. That's why every day, I told you last night, I did it this morning, I write out my goals, financial goals. And I figure out, to make this kind of money, here's the kind of business I have to create. Here's the number of REPs I got to create. I got to have 2 million clients, what I call future death claims, 2 million future death claims, 2 million investment clients so people can retire with dignity. And I need these thousands of REPs to do it. Guess what? So I have a plan, right? Money doesn't go where it's not desperately, badly, terribly wanted. Now, you want that in your football team. You don't want it bad enough. Some of you ladies your husbands don't want it bad enough, the money. You want to build a business so you can walk on stage. I had a woman come up to me and say, Bill, tell me what I got to do to get the ring, right? I said, do you want the ring or do you want the 100,000? She said, I want the ring. She wanted to walk around and get the ring. See, I wanted the 100,000. I'm the one, by the way, that came up with the idea for the ring, because we went on a trip, and I thought, that's wonderful, we have the trip. But the reason I say that is I wanted to walk around with some degree of what? Accomplishment on my finger, instead of I won the trip, but no one knows that. So the reason I say that is then Art took it and advanced it, right? I'm up here today, you're listening to me because I got money and I'm making money. I wear one of these. If I were making $50,000 a year, you wouldn't be listening to me. And I might be the best Christian in the world. You're not going to listen to people who are not making money. I'm telling you, don't listen to people who are not making money. You know, so wholesalers left. They went. Where'd they go? They did their job. Guess what they're here to get you to do? Sell their products so they can make money. And that's the way it should be. But whatever in your head is in your wallet. If it's not in your head, it won't be in your wallet. Tell me how much money you want to make. I promise you, I sit down with people and I say, okay, in the next 15 seconds, give me your financial goals, your net worth goal in 10 years, and your income goal in the next 5 years, and how much premium you have to do to make that happen. You got 15 seconds to do it, and they won't do it. Which means they haven't been thinking about it. What are you thinking about, you're going to get. Whatever you dwell on, you're going to get. We avoid that because we're afraid to be adults. This is a country where you don't want people to grow up. Can you imagine a 30-year-old adult on welfare? Well, they had bad times. Adults? We got adults in this room that have 5 kids below the age of 7 making $200,000 a year from home. We destroyed that, all the excuses, because, people, they'd rather be a victim than have money. Oh, my dude, you done me wrong. You people done me wrong. My boss done me wrong. My parents done me wrong. Okay, so they did. So now what? Are you any better off? No. You want to have some, feel good about yourself? Put money in your pocket. That's why, talking to Bo Adams, he said, how much money do you have on you? Well, you young guys, sir, right here. How much money do you have on you, cash? Yeah. How much? Nothing. He has nothing. That's why young people do it, because it's either plastic or nothing. See, that's not money. It's very, very difficult to have a money consciousness without any money. Because I don't have any money. I just use my credit card, use my debit card. So you never see it. Bo Adams said, how much money do you have on you? I said, right? He said, get a $100 bill, right? And every month, you put a $100 bill in your billfold, and what? Keep adding it till you get at least $1,000 in there. So all the time, guess what I got? This is called, for some of you uninformed young people, a wad. And I'm just to be on the safe side, I'm going to leave it here and see the evil it does, okay? Struck by lightning, right? If it does anything bad, well, money's the bad. No, you blame money. Obese people should be blaming the fork. That's the problem. The fork is the problem. They get rid of forks, I'll lose weight. You got to blame somebody, right? So it's money. The devil made me do it, right? Folks, let me tell you something. Every time you get on, Art Williams said this. He put his goal of $300,000 on a cardboard piece, right? And put it by his phone. You know what he said? And it kept me from quitting when I wanted to quit. It wasn't homes, cars. People think homes, car, jewelry. That's why, how many houses can you have? You know, these negative people, come on. How many houses can you have? How many cars can you have? You know what I mean? It leaves a hole in your heart having all that stuff. It never brings you any true peace when you have all that stuff. You know, wealthy people want? It's between rich and wealth. Richie people want to walk around with their Miguel Illich red sole shoes that cost $1,200. They're sneakers. Right? Yeah, I know you got New Balance, and I know those don't cost $1,200. I'm not saying that's bad, right? I wanted to be wealthy. What's wealth? Wealth is having a net worth of which you can receive income so you don't have to work. As Rabbi Lapin said, if anyone asks you what you do for a living, if you give them any occupation, you're not wealthy. What do you do for a living, Jimmy? Nothing. And you do it good. Now, I know you're working. It's a different work. I'm wealthy. I don't have to work. I do. People say, I can't believe you're retired. You don't get it. There's more money to be made. Now, again, you won't know why you're money motivated, but one day you will. Folks, I tell you the pleasure I get. You can say by the way I dress. I've had Mercedes. million dollar homes. I had all that. I enjoy it and I loved it. It served its purpose in my life. But the intangible things is when I say to Carol, we haven't been on a trip for our family in a while. Call all your family members and tell them we're going to France, and we're going to Paris and Monte Carlo. We want to have them go with us. We pay for everything. Would you like to make that conversation? Call them and say we're going to Hawaii. So we took 18 members of the family to Hawaii, all expenses paid. This June, we're going on a Disney cruise. 20 of us, all expenses paid. And my goddaughter, who lost her husband not too long ago, I said, bring your best friend with. We pay for it. See, that to me is joy. Calling your mother and father, this to me is so remarkable. When you call your parents up and say, Dad, what are you doing Monday? Well, I don't know, same old job. How's the job going? It's a job. I tell you what, I'm coming Monday. I'm picking you up in a limousine. What do you mean? Yeah, I'm going to retire you on Monday. Well, but I need the money. Oh, no, you can come work for me. Doing what? Anything you want to do. And you're making $45,000 a year, I'll pay you $45,000 a year. You know how many people in this company have bought their moms and dad homes? We think it's only athletes that get a big check. You know how many people have bought their mom and dad's cars here? You know how many people have retired their mom and dad? What does that take? Not liking to help people. Get off that. You're embarrassing yourself. You're an adult. You're supposed to make and provide for your family and protect your family with money. That's a grown-up conversation. If the government says you need some of our money, say, no, thank you. By the way, isn't it funny how one woman can take care of 5 kids, but 5 kids can't take care of one woman? Isn't it funny how in church, they ask you to contribute because this family's hurting? GoFundMes. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. Why? Because I know you're judging me. Wonderful, I'll take the judge. But who are you to judge me? You're the one that's broke. Jeremiah 29:11, we talk about that one. I have plans for you. You go, all right, I'm a Christian. God's got plans for me, right? I like plans. He's got plans for me. To have $30,000 in credit card debt. To have to make sure my wife, who hates her job and cries every day going to work, she's got to go to work and just suck it up. Because I need the money. My wife just had a baby, and she's got to go to work 6 weeks and 1 day. She's got to go to work because we need the money. But I'm not money motivated. I can tell. I've seen your house. I've seen your family. I've seen your kid. Do you really want your kids to go to public schools? Seriously. Seriously. But what? It's cheap. Why do you work for that company? Free insurance. Obamacare, right? Free. Oh, really? Everyone else's insurance tripled. All right? All this stuff they're giving us costs more money. You worry about inflation, right? Well, the cost of it. Jimmy, are you worried about the cost of gasoline? You worried about the cost of milk, cost of bread, cost of this, cost. Can you believe that? A family too can't. Oh my gosh, how humbling. You got to be embarrassed because you've lowered yourself down to the common denominator, broke. Because what? It's easy. This is an adult conversation. I know I'm offending some of you people, and guess what? I'm not here to comfort the afflicted. I'm here to afflict the comfortable. You got to grow up and start making and accumulating money so no one's got their thumb on you. I said yesterday, do you want anybody's thumb on you and your children? Children, have you made that decision yet? Folks, I'm telling you, do you really want to inflict your children punishment? Don't make any money in Primerica or build a hierarchy of RVPs and let them just go out there and get attacked by all the, talk about juvenile abuse. All the debt we're loading them up with. All the debt down the road. Talk to me one politician who's worried about the national debt. Well, who's going to pay it back? I don't know, not me, because they're going to be dead, gone, and buried. But your children's children will be saddled with all that. Not my kids, not my grandkids. But Patrick tells a story about, a monumental point in his life was when my sister-in-law was going through a divorce with a real terrible guy. And she was worried because he's going to leave her high and dry, no money and all that stuff. I said to Carol, you go tell her, she never has to worry about money. We got plenty. We're going to take care of it. Somebody in your family needs to be told, don't have to worry about money. I got it. Might be a mother, a father, a sister. As an example, Mike Tuttle goes down to Mexico. And he goes down there, and he's trying to learn how to speak Spanish. They're trying to learn how to speak English. He gets picked up by a cab driver. Guy's got 6 kids. And he invites Mike to his house. And Mike goes there, and he sees 4 of the kids are healthy. The other 2 kids can't walk. This is called dirt floor. And he said, what's the problem? He said, well, it's their eyes. And if you saw a picture, I got a picture. The eyes are crossed. They're born with eyes that right now, and they can't balance because our eyes create a lot of balance, right? Okay, what would you do? I know what you do. Well, somebody should do something, right? Are you that ill? The broke people phrase out, somebody should do something. The government should, right? Am I right? That's what you're thinking. And God's saying, hey, wait. I didn't ask the government to be involved. I asked you to be involved. But I feel, I'm compassionate. Somebody should do something. What's for lunch? We get away with that, right? All these people want to spend my money in the government. They don't want to spend their own. Well, losers. But we don't call them losers. We call them elected officials. Well, Mike Tuttle's got money. He sees a need. He fixes it. Doesn't pawn it off. He said, what are we going to do? I need a translator. And that translator takes him to an eye doctor. The eye doctor performs the surgery, and the boys can walk now. But you know what you're saying? Oh, that's nice. That's not. No. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. God's putting you on his shoulder saying, no, I have a plan for you to live the abundant life by what? Giving people an abundant life. Abundant means what? More than enough. Pressed down, shaken over, dripping over the side. That's what he has a plan for you. Because you're good Christian people, you're going to do the right things with your money. Well, I want to make money so I can help charities. You won't make any money if you come here to help charities. Isn't that something? Because it's noble. And you can get away with it. Well, I just didn't make any money. But I would have, if I made money, I would have really helped them. I really would have. We con God every day. He's laughing at us. Yeah, okay, right, yeah. I give you an opportunity, and guess what you do? Squander it. Folks, I heard this the other day. I was watching this movie, and this young woman had this boyfriend that was in baseball, and he got cut, blah, blah, blah. Here's what she said to him. I was raised by a man who gave up, who lost hope. I saw what it did to him. If you don't try, you're going to die inside. That's one thing I won't stick around to watch. I want my dreamer back. Regret is an ache in your bones that you won't ever stop. You're a good man, but I'm going to ask you to be a great one. Has anybody ever asked you to do something great in your life? That's what you're being asked to do now. I believe this. There's a cocoon that when we get in the book, I talk about the Primerica cocoon. When people come in, they're caterpillars. God did not design you to be a caterpillar. He designed you to be a butterfly, and we are satisfied being caterpillars because we can get away with it. but we'll live with the rest of our lives with regret. The point is, when we get in this cocoon, we got to go through this stuff, and it's called a metamorphosis. It's not pretty, it's not fun all the time, but that's what you have to do to become a butterfly. We're not going to ever let you rest. I'm still in a cocoon. I'm not the butterfly yet. But I don't want, great God, I'm not settled for being a caterpillar the rest of my life, crawling on my belly, when I could have flown and changed some lives and changed the world. Like Collis Temple said, people don't quit Primerica, they just settle. Are you settling? Are you through settling? Are you through with average and ordinary? Art Williams said, well, call me anything but average and ordinary. Are you through with mediocrity? Are you through with making excuses and having excuses? Are you finished telling your family, hang in there a little bit longer? Have you been rescued yet? See, we're rescuers. Our job is to rescue people out of that hellhole called job. Folks, I'm telling you, I've never met anyone that said, Bill, you got to quit this thing and come work at my job. If you ever meet somebody that said, I love what I do, they're married to somebody who hates what they do, that's tolerating it so you can love what you do. Art Williams provided a vehicle for freedom for people of time, money, and control. And those three things cannot be found anywhere else on this planet. Thank you very much.